Let's Talk That Talk with Cola. And today, of course, we're going to be talking about hurt people who hurt people. Do you guys think that's a real thing or not? Um, so we're gonna get into that. So while we're waiting on our viewers and everyone to come through, I just want to let you guys know because a lot of people ask me about my makeup, throughout the weeks, and yeah, I just want to let y'all know the palette I use, which is by my sis Lachey. Ah.
Why I thought you was ready to advertise yours?
So tonight I use this palette. Get into it, and it's called Seductress. So if you want this palette, hit up my good sis Lachey, and she can get it for you. Let me blank a little bit so I can see it.
Let me tell you
And
how amazing you are. Because I literally was like, oh, yes, promote your stuff. What I was thinking.
no, girl, this is about you. I use your palette.
Okay, well, I appreciate you. You're about to make me cry online.
No, 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 don't cry.
No cry. You rock, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you want this palette, once again, just hit up Lachey. She'll get you this palette. I think I'm the first one with this palette besides her, because
You
I'm
what?
special like that. But make sure y'all get this palette. It is bomb. You don't have to use too much of it. Little pat, 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 and then you good. You good, and it lasts a long time. Okay.
Hey, girl, you got me over here. This is red in the cheeks. Okay. I'm telling you, if you ain't got sisters like mine, I'm sorry for y'all.
Yeah. So let's get into it, sis.
Let's get into it. All right. So last week, we hurt people popped up in our conversation a little bit, and my sister has her take on it. I got my take on it. It's different. I love when we got different opinions because that makes for a good conversation. So
Right.
I'm gonna let my sister say what she got to say on what she think about hurt people. Hurt people.
Okay. Now y'all know me. Okay, we've been doing this like the 16th episode. Y'all should know us by now. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm very blunt. That's some bull. So I feel like it to a certain extent. Yes, people that are hurt people, but you can't be walking around here saying, "Oh, I didn't get that bite when I was 6 years old. I'm hurt. My family hurt me," and then you hurting the people you're dating. Like it doesn't really make sense, and it pretty much come off as you're trying to manipulate a person or be able to do what you want to do and have an excuse because I can see if you have a child and you were hurt as a child, you're raising that child, that's all you know is to punish and yell and scream. That's understandable. You were hurt as a child, you're hurting your child because you're raising them the same way. But when it comes down to relationship, mm-mm, I don't believe in that. Mm-mm,
All right. So
mm-mm.
I do believe that hurt people hurt people. I do believe that's a real thing because, but it's not like it ain't the people that out here that know you really got some issues with yourself, and you just
Mhm.
refuse to get help. That's you using that as an excuse. But I do feel like it's people out here that really don't realize how much damage they have in the inside of them, and
Mhm.
are causing this hurt. With other people, relationship wise, even when people get hurt real bad in relationships. Now, I feel like you can go to the next relationship and duplicate what the person did to you in that new relationship, not realizing you're doing the very thing that you said you don't want done or that hurt
Mhm.
you, but you end up becoming that person. Now, do I think it also comes from making sure being careful that you're not judging that person too? Because as soon as you judge somebody, you already know you're gonna go through what they went through to show you you better not ever say it again. And we had that
Right.
conversation
Right.
offline. But so I feel like it's a thing. I feel like it's a thing. I feel like some people could use as excuses to hurt people or not get the help they need. But I definitely think it's a lot of people out here that don't realize the damage they carry and are now taking that stuff into relationships, friendships, org ships,
Mhm.
like all the ships,
Yep.
all the ships.
And then I have had some people in my life that lied about their childhood. So you're the problem. And I'm gonna be honest, I wore my no limit soldier shirt because I know I won't have to go to war with y'all because people really do believe hurt people hurt people. Like I have been hurt before, but I would never want anyone to go through what I have been through.
Yeah.
I would never want to put none of this on nobody. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I feel like if you know how it made you feel, why would you want to do it to someone else, especially somebody else you care about?
I feel like that's the people that I was trying to find a person that actually wanted to talk about this. I feel like you have to make up your mind to not want to do it. Just like my both of my parents fought with addiction, right? And I knew at a young age that's just something I did not want to do. Not judging them or because I don't want to be like them. Not even that whole thing. It was just like I seen the effects of what it did
Hmm.
to others, or what it did to me. Or what I had to miss out on from my dad. Um, I knew for a fact that's not what I want to do. Like even to this day, we've had almost 16 shows. This is the first time I got a cocktail, and it's literally this much cock in my tail. Okay, so and I literally I can't drink at home because of me making up my mind that I just don't want to get comfortable with it. So I feel like yours is because you made up your mind. I know what this feel like, and I'm not doing this to someone else. But you have
Hmm.
people that have not set with what happened with them or haven't acknowledged, let's use that word. It hasn't acknowledged what happened to them to be able to say this is not what I'm gonna do. Like I'm not gonna do this. Like, does that make sense?
It makes sense, but it's like if you haven't acknowledged it, why tell me about it? Like, why would you even get in a relationship knowing you're not ready?
Because people be thinking they ready, like the ones that be jumping ship. They think they ready. They really think that you can literally break up on Monday and be in a relationship on Wednesday.
Well, if it wasn't their fault.
We had this conversation. Even if it wasn't your fault, you still need that downtime to process
Okay.
what just happened, regardless to you or in that relationship. You need that downtime to really be able to process what just happened. Because
Okay.
if you're not able to process that, you're probably going to duplicate it in some way or take some form of insecurity into that next relationship. And that person gonna have to pay for it, which is still another hurt people. It might not be to the extent where you know, verbally abusing them or physically abusing them, but hurt comes in so many different forms. You could hurt them because you neglecting them. That's hurt. Like how we talked about partners being emotional and then we not really that affectionate people. You're still neglecting them. That's a form of abuse. But that
Girl,
comes from it is no bull. That's still a form of like literally if you get mad at your wife and not talk to her, just completely not say
oh,
nothing.
she don't care. That probably the happiest moment of her life because I'm not talking bullshit.
But it's a form of abuse.
But I'm not talking to her because she made me mad.
Literally, if you have not made that agreement to say when we have our bad moments, I'm gonna take a moment. So if I get quiet, I need this time to be quiet, and we'll come back and talk about it. But if you just be like, and I'm big for it, baby, I will shut down on you quick. And I
I
did not realize that that's especially if that's something that my wife can't handle. It's a trigger for her. I'm literally I'm stabbing your trigger, not realizing that really I'm protecting myself because that's what I feel. But I'm literally stabbing your trigger.
You can't make me mad and then beat me mad. No.
But it's having that conversation beforehand. Like my wife know now that if we have an issue and I get quiet, I need give me a second because one, I don't want to say something I can't take back. That's one. I don't want to have to yell because if I yell, the thoughts that I have is not of God. Okay, they get real dark. So I need that moment to process what I'm feeling, what just happened. I need to take it in, and I probably really, really need to calm down because I don't know how to fuss without visually, being in a different place.
Him below the
Yeah.
belt.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
take that moment, but we had to have that conversation. She's one of those people that she want to talk about it. It ain't no pause. Let's talk about it. We have
I
total
mean,
different communication. No. I need my minute. And then when you need that minute, you might have to remind me, I need a minute. Okay, I'm gonna give you the minute. You probably got to remind me a couple times because it depends on what it is. I probably want to talk about it too, especially if I feel like I did something and I didn't mean it that way. I want to talk about it. Let's clear it up now before the thoughts sit. But everybody has their different way of communicating, and you're gonna have to have that conversation. I had that conversation with a friend of ours. I was like, you got to have this conversation before you shut down you have to make sure your partner knows that if I shut down, we're gonna talk about it, but you gotta give me my moment. But if you literally just be like walking through the house, not talking to the person, you just made your house uncomfortable and you just neglected your partner.
I'm gonna be honest. If I wanna shut up, let me. Cause I never shut up. Nothing nobody say can make me hush. Now if I hush, that's a good thing. So if I don't want to talk to you because you made me mad, leave me alone. And I'm not hurting you. I'm not.
It depends on what their upbringing is. So say if Sean, right, just for example, say when Sean mama got mad, Sean mama just shut down, ain't saying nothing, ain't talking to you, you ain't getting nothing. That's just the demeanor that her mama had, right? Or her
Okay.
daddy or her grandma or whoever was raising her. And you now do it, you're now giving her the same pain that her parents gave her. It's still a pain. It's just not a physical, I know hurt your feelings for real. I know open my mouth and really say what I wanted to say because somebody that said it to me and now I'm doing it to you. It don't have to be that. It literally could be you triggering them off of what hurt them in the past. It's still a hurt.
So you mean to tell me because her woman didn't talk to her, you
Right.
gonna get mad at me and say I'm hurting you?
Because it's still a trigger. It's being conscious of what your partner went through. Just like for you, right? If your thing is, I don't know, if something that your parents may have did to you or did not do, and your partner resembles that, even if you don't get mad, it's something on the inside like this feel familiar. Like I know this feeling. And it depends on what that feeling is. If it's pain, if it's sadness. I mean, yeah, sis.
I don't know because it's like I don't know. Like, you gotta let that childhood go, especially
They
when you're
do.
moving on
They
into a
do.
relationship.
They do.
Because I ain't, for instance, my mom pretty much bought my sister whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and she ain't buy me nothing. Guess
Mm-hmm.
what I said? When I get home, I'm buy my own shit, and that's gonna be it. Be it. I don't let that bother me. I make sure I'm able to get my own shit, what I want, when I want, how I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say, "Oh, you didn't buy me that. You triggered me." No.
Mm-hmm. But you got a
Mm-mm.
different demeanor, and you was raised by your grandma, who probably had that nonchalant. It is what it is. I'm gonna go do it myself,
Hmm.
and she raised you to be that way. But at the
Yeah.
same time, that could bite you in the butt because you could easily, not saying you do, but people that are raised that way, like my girls, I raised them not to need nobody. Now they're a little bit more easier and comfortable. But when it comes to like a relationship, even though that's who you're supposed to rely on, they not going to because that's what I taught them. So all I made y'all do is make the person that y'all with feel like they are not enough because you could do everything. Because I don't need you to buy me nothing because I'm gonna go get it myself. That's
Right.
still a form of you doing what was given to you as a child, literally.
But I'm not hurting nobody.
But you could be.
Who?
I'm just
I
saying.
just, I honestly think that people just use that as an excuse. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like childhood. And I know some things that have happened to other people way worse.
Hmm.
And they don't just drag it along and drag it along and drag it along. It's people out here that still parents or somebody they love been dead 2 years, 3 years, and I can't tell you how to grieve, but you can literally trip over a stick and they'll say, and that's why I miss my mama, and that's why I miss my daddy. Like, no, you hurt somebody and then you say it's because you missing that dead family member. Like,
But,
no.
but see, I feel like that's the people that's extra. They need something to they're stuck in misery. That's them. That's a whole different podcast
Attention
title.
seeking
Okay.
and
It even go
miserable.
deeper than attention seeking because you have people out here that are so used to life being miserable that they don't know what it is to be happy. So everything is miserable. I mean, it got an excuse for everything. It don't matter what you give them uh a brighter day on. It's still gloomy and raining and it's a hurricane outside. That's them folks different. They need counseling, their ancestors, Jesus, and some workings. Okay. They need a lot over there. But the people, I'm talking about the people like when you really, really don't realize what you are now inflicting on someone and where the root is. It don't have to be the same. It's just like you telling. I remember one day telling my wife, "It's not because I need you, it's because I want you."
I mean,
But
that's true though.
for me, I felt like that was a compliment because
Isn't it? Girl,
if I need you, The moment
That's
I
a,
don't, you can be replaced. That's my way of thinking. But
exactly,
if I want
exactly.
you, I'm going to want you until
Want
I just don't, right?
no matter what you can't do for me, I still will want
I
you.
want you. But for
Right.
her, it was like almost like what the hell that's supposed to mean? For me, it was a compliment. For her,
It
it was
is.
no, that don't feel good because I want you to need me too. And for me, it was still coming off of that. I don't need nobody because I mean, most of the people that I ever could count on flaked anyway. So I don't need nobody. I got who I got, and that's it. But I had to really sit down and sit in that thing and be like, all right, it's a difference because even though I know what I meant by it, it still came from a place of disappointment from other people. It really
Mhm.
wasn't her, but she was about to get it because I need you. No, I don't need you. I want you. But for her, she needs to be needed and wanted. And I had to make sure I, translate that thing the right way.
Yeah, because it is some people that feels good when they're needed.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're needed, they feel good. When they need it, they feel accomplished. They like to give, 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 give.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably hurt her feelings.
I
You know
did.
she's a Cancer. Yeah.
And that made it worse.
Yeah.
Because it's the
Hmm.
emotional thing. They definitely work off of emotions.
Yeah.
But it still came from a place of something I wasn't over. Because I did not want to ever be in a place that I need anybody.
Right.
So
Right.
but that came from the childhood part. So it's still me not realizing that I'm still picking up small stuff that should not bother me now. I should be over it. I should have already talked to a counselor about it and hadn't realized I didn't. I didn't deal with that. I might have dealt with A, B, C, D, but I left all the rest of the alphabet untouched.
Okay.
And then you accidentally bring it over because even with how we respond to people, if that how we have no filters, right? That comes from a place most of the time,
Hmm.
90% of the time, it comes from a place of never being able to speak your mind, not feeling like you're not seen or not heard. So now you're a grown adult and I'm not filtering nothing. I'm saying what I want to say because this is what I want to say. Not realizing you are literally still acting like the kid that wasn't able to say nothing. So now you got $5 and you want to go and get everything you can because you ain't used to money. It's still a
They probably
hurt.
or they buying cups.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. That hurt people hurt people.
But I I don't know. I just feel like that's an excuse. And don't get me wrong, hurt people, real hurt people,
Mm-hmm,
may hurt people. But
mm-hmm,
I feel like 90% of people use it as an excuse
mm-hmm,
to get away with a lot of stuff
mm-hmm,
because they get caught.
mm-hmm.
Because they don't mention no hurt sometimes until they get caught.
That is true. That is true. That is true. But you would know the difference. It's just like how we and you was talking. Me, DDM was talking about trauma bonding. I think no, me and you might have talked about it, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, how if you could tell from a friend circle, you could tell from organizations, you could tell from the people who be around each other, who gravitate to each other, what they have in common. And typically it's a trauma bond. Typically, unless they doing good and they all pushing each other. That's something totally different. But if everybody in your camp is miserable in some way, shape, or form, yeah, it's a trauma bond. Y'all have
They
ended
only
up
got
being
together
miserable.
because they dislike one person.
Oh, yep. Dislike one person, dislike one situation, dislike one organization. Now y'all best friends. You cool. You hanging together. It's a trauma bond. Y'all have trauma in common. And instead of going fix whatever has bothered you, and then see what life look like when your lenses are clear, you
Right.
go out there and you dirty your lens up even more because now you hang with people that's gonna do the same thing over and over. It's just like I can't hang with nobody that you can't keep a relationship. We cannot hang together because you literally have an issue somewhere.
And you're
Or
not
if
taking
all your friends keep
accountability.
leaving. Say it again.
Right. And you're not taking accountability.
Yeah, we can't because that means either you're gonna be my hype man and I don't need one, or depending on the person, if you weak or not, you're gonna end up messing your own stuff up because they miserable and they can't keep a relationship. So unless you come in and you gonna take notes or notes of what not to do, because I don't do everything right, or notes on what to do. We don't need to be around
Hmm.
each other because I need to be able to be around people I can take notes from and they can take notes from me. If we can't take notes from each other, if we can't push each other, we can't. I don't
Align.
want to be friends. I don't want to be
Right.
friends. I don't want to be I don't want to be nothing because I don't want to sit with a group of people that's just not doing nothing and just miserable. And your thing that gravitates y'all is sadness and pain. I can't be a part.
Yeah, me either. No. So what you say? They've been hurt. So they've
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
They just miserable.
Sis, think about it, right? We got people that have literally been hurt. As soon as they got hurt, they jumped ship and went did whatever they needed to do. They're hurt and they don't clean their lens. They have not used Windex in years.
That was part of them 10% that was actually hurt.
You just ain't giving no break on it. None.
Cause I have seen it so much, and the excuse has like I don't know. It's just like weird to me. Like I wouldn't even want to put hurt on me. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want to go through nothing I don't have to go through, or say I went through something I ain't never went through. Because like, what do you get out of that?
Attention.
And we goes
A
back to the
pass.
attention seeking, not the hurt people hurt people.
But that's why I say you got to take your time and really be able to feel who the person is. Like Tony said, some people are married to negative emotions, like an addict. Yeah, like an addict. That is so freaking true. I know some. Like you get so used to being sad that it's like normal. So if you not sad, it's abnormal. If you are not hurting, you're abnormal. If something is not going wrong in your life, it is abnormal. Not realizing that is
Hmm.
abnormal. Hurting every day should not
Right.
be your life. Being
Right.
miserable every day should not be your life. Talking about people every single day should not be your life. Something is wrong if you have to do that every single day.
Every day.
Mhm.
Every single day. Yeah.
Now,
It's
I ain't
you.
talking about you out here giving people good stuff to talk about. Now, that's your fault.
Hmm.
Because I'm going to talk if you give me some good stuff.
I'm alive.
Hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I can't see the comments. I can't scroll
All right,
down.
hold on.
See.
I'm putting that for you can see it. All right, that's when happiness comes. They will, yes,
Yeah.
literally. And nobody is good enough. Nobody
Hmm.
is good enough. Like, and even go, let's go back, let's go over to relationships. If you can't keep a relationship, right? If
Right.
every time you get into one, it only lasts a month or two, every single time, and it's not you leaving every single time, it's them leaving you. So
It's you.
either
I
you go ahead, go ahead,
don't post them every time you get a relationship.
baby.
Just figure it out. Cause it is some people I see they be in a relationship. It be somebody every time. I'm like, dang. And they be like, still ain't found the right one. I'm like, baby, it's you.
It's you. It is you.
Hmm.
You are not the right one because it's somebody out here for every freaking body. It doesn't matter if you dirty. It don't matter if you clean. It don't matter if you broke. It don't matter if you got money. It is somebody out here. Okay. I understand some of the filthiest people have a whole 10-year relationship. Okay.
Girl,
And I
I
mean
think,
muck ducks and have
yeah,
faithful partners and
partners
great lives.
and
So
treat
it's
them
somebody.
right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep. I said, and treat them right. Even though they smell like
Exactly.
bounce that ass, they stick. Yep.
Wide backs and all. So therefore, being that it's somebody out here for everybody, if you can't find somebody to be down for you for more than a year, something is wrong with it. Has to be you. It
It's
can't
you.
be nobody else. But that goes back to that not sitting with yourself. All you're doing is going from one to the next, and you're just looking for something. What is it? Like you have to be
Hmm.
able to sit down and figure out what it is that you're looking for.
Yep.
You have to, because if not, you're gonna be out here. You're gonna have a whole new boo in next month posting them, and then the
That's
boo will be
true.
gone the month after that. It's no. What's the
Hmm.
point? It's
Fix
you.
yourself so people
It's
won't
you.
have to say hurt people hurt people. Fix yourself. That's what I'm gonna say.
Devoted said, "Did you just say bounce that?" He did.
Oh, I did.
It
Yeah.
is, and it's really sad. But that's that whole hurt part. People don't be realizing how damaged they really are. They really
Hmm.
be thinking because you got a good job or you're able to pay, everything, or it doesn't matter if you damaged on the inside and you haven't taken the time to go sit on somebody's sofa or something. Nowadays, you don't even got to sit on the sofa. All you got to do is click a link and do it from the comfort of your own home.
I agree.
And if you're not going to do that, you're going to end up hurting someone else. And you're going to find another relationship and that's not going to last. So you're going to find another friendship and that's not going to
That's
last.
not
Like,
gonna
I
last.
love the fact that I can look through my years of friendships, even my relationships. I'm going to tell you which ones was my fault.
You will.
I am. I have no shame in that.
Yes.
However, if I look through my friends, I don't have not one friend, and I'm standing on it. I don't have one friend that I may leave. Not one friend. Any friend that I have have lost, I can't even tell you why. And I leave the door open for you to come and tell me if I did something. If they don't, then it's on you. But I don't have not one person that I can sit here and say left me because I wasn't a friend.
Right.
Not one. Because I'm always gonna be the friend that's gonna run to you. I remember when my grandma passed, one of my friends needed something, and I was on the sofa, girl. I mean, done. And she had an emergency, baby. I had to get myself together and gone over there and help my friend take care of my friend, make sure she was okay. So I've always been that friend. Or I will leave because your grandfather passed. It doesn't matter what I was doing. I'm coming to make sure you okay because you my friend. I don't have. You can't. You can't. It ain't nobody. You can't. You can't even go through my life and pick a person.
That will do that for you.
No, no, that could say that I was a friend, I was a bad friend. You can't. You
No,
cannot.
because you always try to see the best in people, sis.
And I
And I,
do.
you do. You always see the best in people. And I be like, not this time.
And you be so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
But you have to because I feel like everybody does stuff for a reason. I don't feel like you wake up mean. I don't feel like people wake up and just like you're not born to be evil. I just don't feel that. I feel like that's something that you learn or was handed to you. You were grandfather into it some way, shape, or form. And just like with me and friendships, if I switch up on you, you can best believe you done switched up on me and I just haven't got rid of you. I'm keeping you because I obviously probably care about you. But I
Mm,
can guarantee you, I don't wake up and just switch up. It ain't nobody in my life that can say that. I don't wake up and just switch up.
mm-mm.
You
No.
had to have done like at least four things. Cause I'm gonna give you shot at the shot. I'm gonna give you enough rope,
That's too much.
carry your
Just
own
four
stuff off the
times.
third floor.
4 times. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna give you four. I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna give you some grace.
Dealing with my computer. 4 times. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
It
gonna give you
is
four.
just
No, you be trying to give one.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I'm doing better.
We
I'm
all
doing much
fours.
better.
The voters say because we fours. We are. It might be it, but I give you four times. Don't use them all at one time though, because I don't know how I'm gonna handle that. You got to make sure you gonna space out your fuck ups. Don't give me all four fuck up at the same time, because I probably want to fight you then.
Let's see.
You trying to log in on the other?
Yeah.
All right, let me know.